Once upon a time, in a small village nestled by the hills, there lived a young girl named Amara. She had a heart as pure as gold and a spirit that could brighten the darkest day. But when Amara was just 6 years old, tragedy struck. Her beloved mother passed away after a sudden illness. Her father, Elijah, was heartbroken, but his love for Amara only grew stronger. He vowed to always protect her and promised never to marry anyone who couldn't love her as much as he did. For a year, Elijah and Amara lived happily together, supporting each other through their grief. Their bond was inseparable. Every day, Elijah made sure Amara knew how much she meant to him. But as time passed, Elijah felt that perhaps Amara needed a mother figure, and he longed for companionship. After much thought, he met a woman named Serena. Serena appeared kind and caring, and although she was already pregnant with another child, Elijah believed she could bring warmth into their family. At first, Serena was sweet to Amara. She smiled at her, included her in conversations, and promised to take care of her as if she were her own. Elijah was relieved, thinking he had found someone who would love Amara the way he had always wanted. But as time passed, Serena's true nature began to reveal itself, especially when Elijah was away on long business trips. While he traveled, Serena would mistreat Amara, giving her all the hard chores, speaking harshly to her, and treating her coldly. Amara, once full of joy, began to feel trapped in her own home. By the time Amara turned 16, Serena's cruelty had escalated. She forced Amara to stop going to school, telling her that it was no longer necessary. Serena made Amara lie to her father, convincing her to say that she didn't want to continue her education. Elijah, disappointed, believed his daughter's words and thought she had lost her desire for learning. Heartbroken by her own deception, Amara became a maid to her stepmother and younger stepsister, who had been born shortly after Serena moved in. One day, Serena devised a new plan. She convinced Elijah that since Amara wasn't schooling anymore, she should go work as a housemaid in another household and send back the money she earned. Elijah, still disappointed by Amara's supposed decision to quit school, agreed reluctantly. Amara was sent to work in the home of a very wealthy businessman named Adrian. Adrian was a kind man, but his life was full of sorrow. His wife had abandoned him and their 6-month-old daughter, Claire, to pursue a life of luxury and extravagance. Adrian needed someone to care for his baby girl, and Amara, with her natural warmth and kindness, stepped into the role effortlessly. Claire, despite her young age, grew deeply attached to Amara. And soon, Adrian noticed how lovingly Amara cared for his daughter. Over time, Adrian's admiration for Amara turned into something deeper. As months passed, Adrian realized that Amara was not only a kind and capable young woman, but also someone who had brought light back into his home. He decided to marry her, much to Amara's surprise and joy. Finally, it seemed like her life was turning around. However, news of Amara's success reached her stepmother, Serena. Filled with jealousy, Serena concocted a plan with her own daughter Ivy. Serena instructed Ivy to pretend to be friendly to Amara so she could get close to Adrian and try to seduce him. Serena hoped to secure a wealthy future for her own daughter by driving Amara out of Adrian's life. But no matter how hard Ivy tried to flirt with Adrian, he remained loyal to Amara and saw through their deceit. Meanwhile, Adrian's former wife, Isabel, learned about his new relationship and was furious. She had never cared much for their daughter. but seeing Adrian happy with another woman, especially someone of humble origins like Amara, made her seethe with jealousy. Isabel tried everything to tear them apart, from spreading rumors to sending men to pose as Amara's secret lovers and taking photos of their fake encounters. She sent these photos to Adrian, claiming that Amara was unfaithful and untrustworthy. Adrian, heartbroken and confused by the false evidence, fell into Isabel's trap. He confronted Amara, accusing her of betrayal, and in a moment of anger and hurt, he sent her away. Devastated, Amara left Adrian's home and found refuge in an abandoned hut at the edge of the village, doing hard labor to survive. As time passed, Adrian began to see Isabel's true nature. She cared little for their daughter, Claire, and was only interested in Adrian's wealth. One day, while passing by, Adrian overheard a conversation between Isabel and Serena. They were laughing and congratulating themselves on their success in driving Amara away. Adrian's heart sank as he realized the terrible mistake he had made. Filled with guilt and regret, Adrian set out to find Amara. He searched for days and finally found her living in harsh conditions, barely making ends meet. When he saw her, tears filled his eyes. He begged for her forgiveness, telling her how much he loved her and how sorry he was for believing the lies. Amara, though hurt, still loved Adrian and forgave him. Together, they returned to confront Serena and Isabel. Adrian exposed their wicked schemes to everyone. And when Elijah, Amara's father, learned of how Serena had mistreated his daughter all these years, he was furious. He chased Serena and Ivy out of their home, vowing never to let anyone hurt his daughter again. Elijah worked hard to rebuild his relationship with Amara, and they began to heal the wounds of the past. He also encouraged a bond between Amara and her younger stepsister, who had been too young to understand her mother's cruelty. Slowly they grew close, becoming the siblings they were always meant to be. In the end, Adrian and Amara married in a beautiful ceremony, surrounded by those who truly loved and cared for them. Together, they built a happy family with Claire, and they knew that no matter what challenges life threw their way, their love and resilience would see them through. They lived happily ever after, with Amara finally free from the chains of her painful past and surrounded by love, W.